Hi, Phil Benham here with ProductDyno, and in this video I just want to give you an overview of the product. Now, our goal for ProductDyno is to be the most flexible way to host and deliver any type of digital product online. So that means if you have a digital product of any kind, for instance, an info product, a PDF download, a video training system, a WordPress plugin, desktop software, or even a web-based SaaS application, ProductDyno is going to help you deliver it to your audience securely and also give you a wide choice of third-party integrations like file hosting services, payment processors, email service providers, and just about any other application you might need to sell your products effectively. Now that's a mouthful, and let's see how ProductDyno can live up to those lofty goals. The first thing you're going to probably want to do is create a product. Basically all you have to do is click this button and name it, and that's it. But let me go ahead and let's go through one that may have a little more depth to it. So let's click into the product. Now there's different ways you can click in. It's real easy. You can just click the manage or click the product title or the image here. You can also duplicate products. So once you get a product all set up just the way you want, you don't want to have to go through all that process again. Just duplicate it and then change the things that you want to change about it. You can also edit some of the things about the product, such as the name and the description, the image that we use here. You can also enable or disable your powered by ProductDyno so that people inside of the product can, when they click it, you could put your affiliate link there and you get credit for people who may purchase it. So let's go ahead and manage your product. So when you start your product, when you create your first product, this is what you'll be greeted with. And this is what we call the manage product screen, right? So you can do just about anything you need to do with your product here. Now, some things won't be available when you go dive into these, right? Because some of them have to be set at the global level. And I'll discuss some of those in a minute. But let's just go through here and see what we can do. So domain and access, this is basically where you determine how your audience is going to consume your product, right? So you can create your own subdomain on ProductDyno.com, or you can enable your own custom domain. Now, so this is where your product will be. You can determine whether or not you want paid access, public access, or free access. Now, the difference between those are really cool here. So paid access, of course, people are going to buy your product. Public access means that you are allowing folks to view your product online for nothing, right? So it's just like a blog and it's out there, right? So you can send traffic to it and no one has to do anything but click on the link and view the content. Free access, on the other hand, although it sounds the same, but free access actually requires your audience to register before they're allowed to view the content. So they actually have to log in, although you're not charging them anything to do so. This is a great way to build your list if you're giving away content, especially as a bribe for their email address, okay? In that case, you'd create a free access product. Then you would also integrate your email autoresponder, so anyone who registers would go straight to the autoresponder and you build your list that way. You can also enable external content. So if we do this is telling ProductDyno, hey, I don't want my content on ProductDyno or even on my own custom domain, whatever. I want it on my own site, and I want to be able to protect those pages on my site using ProductDyno. And you're welcome to do that. So all you would have to do is put in the first page that your customers might see on your site, right? And then you would take this copy protection code and you would put it on that page and any other pages that you want to protect. So anytime someone goes to one of those pages and they're not logged in, right, they don't have access, they won't see the page. They'll go to the custom login page that that ProductDyno already creates for you, right? And then once they're logged in, then they go to this page, which is the start page you set here. Pretty easy stuff. The opportunities are endless, right? So once you choose one of these settings types, these access URLs are going to change accordingly. In other words, with paid access, I'm going to need to know where my content is when I'm not logged. This is like where they go when they're logged in. The login page, or if they forgot the password page. So these are some links that you're going to need. Of course, the public access, there's no login or register or anything, right? So they could just view it here. Free access, you get your content, right? Where logged in users are going to view the content. They don't have to pay for it, but they do have to register. So instead of a payment processor registering the user after they make payment, right? So a user makes a payment to buy your product. The payment processor sends us that information and we create the account for them. But if you have free access, there's no payment processor, so the user has to register. So you need this register link, see? All right, so these things are all things that you're going to learn inside of ProductDyno, but again, I'm just giving you an overview, and it's going to be a little bit longer than just a 5-minute overview, so bear with me. If you want to take a break, you're welcome to do so, and come back and view the rest of the video anytime. So now, if we do not enable external content here in the domain, if we leave this the way it is, the content for the product will be here on ProductDyno, right? So let's go into this. This is the content of the product, right? This is like the bread and butter of what your users or what your audience is going to consume. And we create these for you when you create your first product. So we create these content areas so that you can kind of see how this works. You can drag these around if you want this to become we call these sections and subsections, right? But you can call them anything you want. You call them modules and lessons, and you drag these around. Okay, I want this to be there, a subsection. Let's say I want to move this whole section up here. I can do that. So I can really, get into, where all of this stuff is. Now, each of these sections that are in bold, you can actually have these on the front page of your product. So when people see the product for the first time, you maybe make one of these, like let's say just one without any content or without any subsections. You can make this, a welcome video. All right, so this will be shown on the home page once people are logged into the product. Now, when you're in these, you can also edit the content of this, right? So these are topics, subtopics. So when you go through, you can actually manage the content that's on each one of these, right? So you can have different types of content. You can add audio content, video, more likely images. You can add text. And what's really cool about this text editor is that we've kind of given you a whole lot of things to do with this, right? So you can put links in here. You can put a list in, you can center it or right align it, left align it, bold it, all this kind of good stuff. So you can do just about anything you want with this text. Let's say we want to add a video content. We can add YouTube Vimeo URLs, we can add URLs that are online somewhere, or if we have an S3 account, you would be able to upload videos to your S3 account and we'll protect those videos. So it's an added layer of protection if you're really worried about people stealing your content. So you're able to do that. You can publish and unpublish these instantly. Drip settings, you can drip these out to your customers if you want. Supporting files. All right, so we've gone through content. Now I'm not going, real deep into it, but again, I'm just kind of showing you a little bit about it. All right, so customize. Now customize is customizing your product. There's all different things that you can customize about this. Now the design is basically the look and feel of the product when your visitors come in and they look at your content, right? We talked about the sections and subsections. Well, this is a theme. We basically have a theme here, a default theme that you can change, right? So we have 2 different themes and more are going to be coming. We're actually going to open this up for developers who will be able to build their own themes and add them here into the system. But then this is where you add your logo, your favicon. You can choose the different colors. We have a custom video player, so you can choose the color for that. Choose the colors for your theme, button colors, text colors. You can add custom navigation links. You can add a footer. You have all these URLs, so in case you want to add URLs to your privacy policy, terms of service, etc. All that's here. Your your heading, your tagline. Anything that can be modified with the theme would be here in the design. Now translations, remember I told you can call the sections or subsections anything you want? Well, this is where you would name that. So if in your product it'll say section, you want it to say module, so you would change that here, right? Subsection, you want to say lesson, so you could change that here. You can do just about anything you want to do here, right? So any language that the theme has or that ProductDyno has on the front end, the visible end to your users, you can change that here, right? Now emails are the emails that we send when different events happen. So when someone purchases your product, we send them a welcome email. When they lose their password, they want to reset it, we send them this email. If their product is expiring soon, we'll send them this email. And if finally they have either canceled or they never made payment, then access is revoked, we send them an email here. And you're able to modify all of these things and add these variables into the text there, right? So let's go back to manage product. We went over the first 3. There's payment gateways. Now, once you have your product, you want to be able to sell it, right? So you can sell it using payment gateways. Now, you can set up your own payment processors in global integrations like with Stripe, and some that need global integration like Paddle and ClickBank. And we'll show you all those. But let's look at payment gateways. This is where you determine how you want to sell your product, right? So if you want to sell your product, let's say for $10, but then later you want to sell it for $100, but you don't want to remove it, all you have to do is create another payment gateway. So you can have multiple price points, you can use multiple platforms, right? So if you want to sell your product on JVZoo, ClickBank, and Warrior Forum, bam, you can do that with ProductDyno. Just add those 3 payment gateways. You can sell them on different prices on those different platforms. It's whatever you want to do. So this is endless. You can have as many payment gateways as you want for a product. And it's real easy to do. You just give it a title, choose your gateway, and put in the required things. So sometimes, like let's say Stripe will require some more things from you. If you wanted to do Paddle, it only requires 1 thing. So it's just different based on the different gateway that you're using. Now, if a gateway doesn't have a way of getting in here, like it says Gumroad and no account found, well, that's because we haven't set it up inside of our global integrations. And with each of the videos that I talk about these gateways, you'll see how easy it is to do. So let's get out of this. I hope I've covered everything with the gateways. Now, I guess one more thing, like